Arc Raiders has launched today, and I'm excited to play. I did preload it, but that's only so I can come home at about 8 o'clock Thursday night to play. I have work, and then I'm taking my kids to trunk or treat. And then after that, I'm staying up all night and playing. Also, I'd like to apologize. I'm a little bit nasally today. Here in Arizona, it's a little bit windy, and I think it sort of blew in some sort of pollen or dust, and it's activating my allergies. So I apologize if I'm a little bit nasally. In this video, I'd like to kind of open discussion about gear score and matchmaking and time investment in video games such as this. In one of my latest videos where I talk about the gear score and matchmaking, Evil Aku said, "Everything you said was based. I'm a single dad, though, and work 40 hours a week. I have a lot of friends who are the same, who play shooters. That's your streamer brain talking. Maybe you're out of touch with normal people, bro." And thank you for commenting. I appreciate the comments. I love the banter back and forth and discussion of gaming, and I appreciate you being civil in the comments as well. Now, I've heard this statement before, and I've heard it not just from people talking to me, but I've heard it a lot on Twitter as well as other videos. I work a lot of hours and I just don't have time for these games. Now, this is the first time I've ever been accused of having a streamer brain, and it feels very honored to have that. It might mean I've finally made it. I don't know. But I am definitely fortunate. I game a lot on the weekends. I don't really go out a lot. We're kind of home buddies. But on Fridays, from a time to time and on occasion, we do go out for family dinners. And when I actually get a babysitter, I do go out on date nights. So I definitely live more of a gamer life, more of a, hey, I'm going to have this weekend to game. Whereas probably other dads and stuff, they have families that are more accustomed to doing things during the day. My family, we stay home, we do family things at home, and we enjoy just sitting around the living room, and we're all on our devices. It's definitely not normal, and our family, that's just how we work. We enjoy it. We share what we're doing. We show off what we're playing. The kids are on the tablet and stuff like that. My son's he makes video games, and so he shows me his latest creation or maybe whatever video he's doing. My daughter's doing stuff on her games, like making dresses or whatever. And then we're just all watching, the show or TV and stuff like that. My handheld, the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck, have really come in handy for allowing me to game in the living room and not being stuck to this chair. So I've been able to sometimes farm a lot of stuff, gear, loot, whatever, in games, especially Power World and Destiny 2. I also have one other friend that I play Destiny 2 with, Dixie. He also has a family, and with his family, they all actually game together. So we all raid together in Destiny 2, and then they'll play other games together. Whereas my family, we're all on our individual games and TV and stuff like that. And so I'm very fortunate in that. And I get that not everyone can put a lot of investment in this game. And I think that's where Arc Raiders might shine. Where Escape from Tarkov, once the wipe has happened, everyone's on an even playing field, and everyone can enjoy a few hours maybe or so, or maybe a day of equal playing field. Everyone has the same loot, everyone has the same opportunities, everyone has the same chance when they come across each other in PvP. But as the game goes on, further away from the wipe, that becomes less and less, and then you have players that put a lot of time into the game stomp on players that don't have a lot of time in the game. Arc Raiders won't have traditional wipes. They're going to have wipes that are like prestiges in Call of Duty, where it's a voluntary wipe, and the person that wipes will lose all of their gear and character progression. The only thing that basically is going to stay is anything that's cosmetic and won't affect their performance in the game. Their idea for this was to allow people who don't have a lot of time to invest to keep their gear, keep their character progression for as long as they want, and just continue playing as normal and get stronger and stronger and stronger. And the more hardcore players that have progressed through the game significantly fast because they can put a lot of time in, give them a challenge, give them a reward for meeting that challenge, and say, all right, you think you're the best, you think you've done all of it, you think you can really stomp on all these players, go ahead and wipe your account. We'll give you some gear, we'll give you some cosmetics that will award your accomplishments, but you're gonna have to start all over, and we'll see how good you are. So I think Arc Raiders understands that their game is not geared, is not advertising towards high schoolers, kids, and stuff like that. Sure, they'll play, whatever, right? I forget what the rating is. I think this rating is T for teen or whatever. So it's not like it's a R-rated game and they won't play it or whatever, even though they play GTA and all that stuff. But they know that a lot of their audience, as gaming has grown up with us, they're going to be in their 30s, maybe early 40s, late 20s. They're going to be people that work. And these people that work don't have time like streamers do or content creators do to game all the time and benefit from that through, recording videos or streaming and getting, subscriptions and stuff like that. By the way, you should subscribe to this channel. That'd be great. But so they're trying to accommodate that without making the game easy. And like I said, with this gear-based matchmaking, I think what that could allow for are situations where it's not gear-based matchmaking, it's how big is your party. If you're solo, you're going to match with other solo players as best as they can. And then what I've noticed is a lot of people that play solo, they seem to just want to get loot. They're not there to PvP. They're not there to hunt players down or whatever. They just want to get loot. There are situations where in a very full map, you will get a lot of PvP, but those times are almost, from my playtest, almost equal to the times that you're gonna just find people that want to PvE. So I think my hope is this game is gonna be very flexible by design to allow people to play at their pace. Now, you're probably gonna say this is my streamer brain or this is my content creator brain, but I think if you're struggling for a game that you don't have a lot of time for, and you sat down, after your 40-hour day or 40-hour week, 40-hour week, and you're tired, you're physically tired, and you just want to play, but you can't. Maybe just rest, take care of yourself, get a shower in, rest a little bit. And I know that in handheld mode, at least the way I play handheld mode, I'm not as immersed into the game, playing on my ROG Ally or the Steam Deck. I'm not as immersed into the game, and I can't hear other players around me and everything like that. But I can get in some farming runs. I can go and farm some things. Now, Arc Raiders, I haven't really played that so much handheld mode, so we're going to see how well I can farm off using my handhelds, the ROG Ally and all that. So we'll see. But that's how I sort of get in some gaming during the work week. Now, on the weekend, I'm here in the chair gaming with my PC and grinding hard. But I think there's a little bit of you have to understand your own limitations and not expect every game to accommodate those limitations. And I think out of all the extraction shooters, I think maybe Escape from Tarkov might be your best bet as far as getting into it. Now everyone may not like extraction shooters, and they might want to play the game because of the aesthetics, the 80s Star Wars vibe without the Jedis, right? So with that, I understand, and there's a few games that come to mind. I think Fallout definitely has kind of a post-apocalyptic vibe for sure, and that's a single-player game. But yeah, in my opinion, I don't think we should expect every game to accommodate to our schedule as we grow, and that's just life. We can game all the hours of the day, all the hours of the night as teenagers. We go to college, and maybe we can do a little bit more or a little bit less here and there, but we're still gaming a lot. We get a job, we get tired, we get a family, we get kids, and becomes less and less and less. And that's just the maturity of life. It's like a flower blooming. The plant starts off as just a regular green stem, and then it blooms, the flower opens up, and then the flower closes when there's no more reason for it to be open. I'm not a botanist, so I apologize if this analogy is horrible, but sometimes that's just the spark of life, or the rhythm of life. We may not always have time to play this until we can retire. And I apologize if I come across as out of touch, because I have a family dynamic that works with my content creation and allows me to game on the weekends. And what I say to the content creators is, if you are a content creator with a family, you're in your 30s, kind of like me, really stay sensitive to the rhythms of your family. They may say it's okay to stream or game or whatever, but maybe you may just have to take a weekend off and do family stuff. That's what I do. I don't always stream. I sometimes take a weekend off and we go do family stuff. And that's very important to stay sensitive to that. And remember, sometimes you got to touch grass, even as a content creator. And thank you again for the comments. Try to reply to them all. I try to have a little wittiness to some of the replies if they're negative. I try to have a little wittiness if maybe there's banter there, or I try to have a serious agreement and discussion. So don't ever think I'm having like a malicious reply. I apologize if I come across that way. Sometimes I'm just kind of working and I look and I reply, and then I look back and I'm like, oh man, he probably thinks I'm a jerk for saying things like that. But so I hope me replying in these videos kind of opens the floor for discussion on your time investment in video games versus what video games should accommodate for and their target audience. I hope all this rambling made sense. Can't wait to play when I get home at 8 o'clock tomorrow. I'll be live as much as I can all night Thursday night, and then as much as I can Friday, as much as I can Saturday, and much as I can Sunday. Follow me. I am AZ and Slickslayer all over the internet. Hit the like button, comment below, and I'll see you in Speranza.